Hey, what's up, guys? It's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the channel. All two or three of you. Really appreciate it. Super special that you're here, and I'm so glad that you are watching the channel and joining me in this magic experience that I started about a year ago. And, wow, time flies, huh? Last week was double Masters draft, and now we're kind of in a void period. Like, we're in this place where there's not really a paper Magic set out that people are just drafting. Of course, there's double Masters, but I think a lot of stores don't do that a lot. It's expensive, and they don't have a lot of supply. And then on Arena, it's the Alchemy set for Baldur's Gate, but there's no paper set. There's new Capenna, but that's rotated out of Arena, and some people playing that for a while. Our local store, Davis Cards and Games, did new Capenna this past week, a couple days ago, and it was fun, but I don't know if they're going to do that. They were thinking of maybe doing some Chaos drafts to mix it up a bit, but there's a while before the next standard set comes out, and so it leaves me wondering what is going to happen the next month and a half or so. Anyways, this could be the last time drafting new Capenna. It very well could be, because I don't know. I think people maybe want to change or try something new. I don't know. But all I know is I was trying to get into Brokers and ended up in Obscura, which wasn't bad. My overall record was 2-1, so I actually did a little better than usual. My usual is 1-2, but 2-1, and I lost to a Brokers deck. Very good Brokers deck, and I guess there's no shame in that, being as, Brokers, the Broken group, they're just so good. But let's take a look at the deck that I ended up constructing. We got the Obscura Storefront. Obviously, this is great in Obscura. Skybridge Towers, which is, the dual land, helps draw a card, white and blue. And check this out. We got 4 waterfront districts, black and white, or the black and blue duels. This was really nice. I actually hardly ever worried about mana fixing because of the cards. And then, of course, with the Storefront, it worked out really, really well. Refuse to Yield is a card I put in. I actually really like this card. It surprises people because it untaps the creature, and they get +2/+7, so you can defend really well with this, and even take out their creature with yours staying alive. So this is really cool. Surprise out of nowhere. Join the Maestros was okay. I used it with its casualty cost during one of my games. However, it was one of the games that I did lose. And by then it was too late. I was playing the Brokers. They just had such a wide board, and then I didn't. So that was kind of it. Murder, just a really nice card. I didn't use Murder too often, so, but it's still good. Knockout Blow, I try to get as much removal as possible. As you see, this is kind of like my removal suite that you're seeing. Against red creatures, it only costs 1 white, deals 4 damage, and you gain 2 life. Really nice card there. Grizzly Sigil. This is actually a card I ended up discarding a lot. I played against a lot of that 1/1 black creature that makes you discard a card. Corrupted Official, I think. And so this ended up getting discarded a lot. Didn't really use Grizzly Sigil too much. Infiltrator got out a couple times. Was not a huge presence on board just because by the time this card came out, the game was over. Rooftop Nuisance was great. This is such a really good card. It lets you draw cards, lets you casualty it, and essentially draws you 2 and taps down 2 as you sacrifice a creature. Really great card. Echo Inspector only came out a few times for me, but Echo Inspector is a wonderful card. Graveyard Shift, never ended up using it. Never actually drew this card, so it didn't work out. Out of the Way, this worked out really well. Actually, this won me the game. So I had 12 life. They were going to do 12 damage to me, but I had saved this spell because I knew they were going to have lethal on me. And what ended up happening was I out of the way their what they have. They had like a 7/7 coming at me. It was a 5/5. and it had like the jackhammer, so it's like a 7/7. I out of the weight it, drew a card, and cracked back on the next turn and won. So that was exciting. Obscura does that kind of stuff really, really well. Hold for Ransom, decent removal. Buyer Silence, this is great because it exiles non-land permanents, not just creatures, but permanents are so important. So if you have to get rid of enchantments, equipment, whatever, non-land permanent, it will get rid of that. So super versatile. Security Bypass, one of my old favorites. I didn't use this too much, actually at all. The one game that I had in my hand, I was already winning, and there was no need to actually play the card to do like a win more thing. Expendable Lackey. This was great. It works for casualty. You can also discard it, and he comes back as a little blue fish. So overall, just always a nice little pickup. Shakedown Heavy was actually pick 3. People weren't in black, and that's actually how I got into Obscura, because I was trying to draft Brokers, the Bant colors, but Shakedown Heavy came, and then I kind of knew black was open, so I went to Obscura, and this guy put in some good work, because if he wasn't punching for 6, I kept drawing cards, and the person I played against just kept letting me draw cards, which is, of course, card advantage for me. And then it was over for them, really. Silencer, nasty card. If it dies, especially if you connive it into a 2/2, usually, you can take out 2 things with this one card, like 2 for 1 them. It's really great. Dust Mangler, scary card at the top of the curve kind of a guy. I love this guy. Some guy had one of those look at your hand, destroy a card things. And they saw the Dust Mangler and got rid of it. I would have gotten rid of the Rafine's Informant, because that was going to be a play I was going to make. Dust Mangler wasn't coming out for a long time, but because of its sheer size and they just were scared of it, they got rid of this. Even though this wasn't going to come out until way late, or not at all, because if we didn't reach 7 mana, this would not have come out. Girder Goons, though, this can come out 5 mana. I don't know. I just was at win more mode when I had this guy out. So didn't do tons of work. Rafine's Informant, however, did. I love Rafine's Informant. Ended up drafting 2 of them. 3/2 if you connive away non-land card, which I did. And just hard to deal with early on because it's a 2-drop. Metropolis Angel, I thought would do more. Ended up just not chump blocking. Like I may be trading in the air with something. Quasar Augur of Agonies. This was a game winner for me with Skycrier, because what happens is whenever you draw a card, the opponent loses a life and you gain a life. So what ended up happening at the end of one game, it was the same game I was describing before where they were about to crack in for 12. They were like at 4 and 3 life, and I just used Skycrier's ability coupled with Quasar's, lose life for them, gain life for me, and I just drained them out. And that was how that game ended. And I loved it, but I'm sure they were absolutely livid. In fact, it was sad. That particular player was not having a great time, because it was the 3rd game. I was 1-1, and they were 0-2, and I ended up winning that game. But I ended up giving the prize packs, the 2 prize packs that I got, I gave them to her, and that made her night a bit better. So I was glad to do that. But this combo was nice. Pulled out a win, because actually it was looking really sketchy for me in that game, and I managed to eke it out and win. And so I had a great time at draft. As always, Friday Night Magic. I'm really curious as to what's happening with Friday Night Magic next week. What are they going to do? What do your stores do? For those of you watching the video, what are you guys doing for Friday Night Magic nowadays? Now that there's no real standard set out there, I think the stores are kind of scratching their heads about it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Hope you have a great one. I'll see you next time.